Hi, welcome to Crypto Today. I'm Trying Derivative. This is the new normal, and we're about to get weird. I'd put off return to the show until I could use my hologram. For anyone who doesn't know, Hologram is a Web3 app that allows you to become your digital self. And I think it's a really cool development, especially for anons and weirdos. It allows a different sense of self that we bring to the internet. It allows us to live kind of fully as an individual, but obfuscated from maybe some of the normal anxieties that people tend to have. I can wake up and roll over in bed and I don't have to comb my hair or shave. These things are kind of awesome. I hope to cover more of these innovative platforms and cool tech developments as they come along. That was really what the new normal show is about. I had focused a little more on featuring individual creators, and there will be a return to that. I am easing into this, kind of burnt myself out last go round, but the conditions have been met. The show's back. If you've tuned in before, I welcome you back. And if you are just now checking it out, hi there. I am excited that you took the time, and I hope I can give you the dish. Jump right into the world of NFTs. And previously I had covered things via OpenSea, and today we will dip our toe into OpenSea, but I'm going to try to focus on Blur. They have what seems like a lot of really exciting, interesting stuff in the works. They were heard to have been doing an airdrop, which some people qualified for, and is, I believe, an ongoing process. And I'm going to try to give you all the alpha as it pertains to how to qualify for these things and such. And just kind of dig it around, trying to uncover the truth. Because if you notice, above my head, it looks like they have some kind of nomics in the works. And 1155s, and what is this over here? Liquidity project. So there is something happening, and there will be something happening. They mentioned art blocks on the website. So collabs and upward momentum as far as giving opportunities to creators. It seems like they do have a very aggressive roadmap, and there's a lot of exciting stuff. That being said, I'm going to start off with a feature request. If you notice, there's no link to this website. So for me to feature them kind of appropriately, I'd like to get to their website, but as you notice, Blur draws some attention to its competitors, and in many ways that shows a great deal of confidence. But I hope that perhaps someday they have a creators portal or something like that, much like OpenSea had done, and I feel like that was a game changer for them. Being a conduit for creators to mint their NFTs on their platform, that sort of thing. I'd like to feature Cigarette Packs, which is an experimental literature project of 9,909 NFTs exploring the space between PFP and utility. You'll notice a lot of very clever witticisms, interesting references, and honestly, just kind of like, I dare say, blissful moments of peace in a pack. Like, there's they're kind of quintessentially what I believe many people probably think NFTs to be, as opposed to just a line item on a digital ledger. Um, it's somehow quintessential in its almost like escapist nature, while like drawing you into look closer, take part, and perhaps even modify it. As you can see, there's space on here to be filled. This is a lacuna which has its own gravity. What would you put on this morning dew? You can check them out at cigarettes or cigarettepacks.shop. That's with a W. I'll put the links in the description and all that. As I said, a feature request for Blur would be to feature this collection as well. Dan from OpenSea used this as sort of a tutorial, kind of along the lines of what I mentioned, to teach people how to create and mint on the platform. And it was sort of their vanguard. I can't say. I'm not sure how to phrase it, because it was very recognizable. It hasn't had a ton of action, but if you were around then, you probably actually remember these, and very few people got them. And I think it kind of shows OG status in the space for one to either have or collect these. But if this were featured on Blur, I think that would be a nice little bit of tongue-in-cheek humor. If you've been around, you know who Dan is. He was one of the original founders of OpenSea, and honestly, I followed him for a long time. He's got good hot takes. I don't think he posts anymore. Maybe he's got his own account, or who knows? He's probably a Milady at this point. But I thought this was relevant, and I'm going to use it to take us into the next section. It says, call me old-fashioned, but I still think gatekeepers, rent seekers, and establishment elites are enemies of our little art movement. And for the longest time, I had kind of like a go-to reaction for this kind of statement, thinking that like the best gatekeeper is one who holds the gate wide open. But I found myself in a community which has like kind of a different vibe. And in Remilia proximate or adjacent communities, there's a little bit different attitude, because it's like, yeah, this nicely sums it up. Gatekeeping is important for trust in these times online. Normie influx is dangerous for them. Would you bring a child to an underground rave for a counterculture art scene? That's pertinent, right? I mean, I believe honesty in all things is highly important, but at the same time, if you pour on either references or in-community talk into or onto an individual who hasn't been ingratiated into that community, they don't understand the norms of the community, they don't understand what, why, and how things work, and you end up with situations like what happened with the cancel all that time ago, the allegations, if you will, and in some cases that deserves or warrants some kind of explanation or laying to rest, putting people's minds at ease. But on the other side of it, art should be dangerous. Art should be controversial. Art should be something that one talks about, thinks about, wonders about, and maybe even second guesses themselves so that they gain a new perspective. I feel very lucky that I've gotten the chance to experience the Milady pilling of my own kind of sense of like political correctness. There are things that I still keep off limits for myself, but within the community I've seen things that are beyond the pale, but somehow in in good-natured fun. And I invite you to come be silly, look a little bit deeper, and also enjoy the rabbit hole, because there are some dark corners which will make you think about yourself and the world and the art itself. I'm going to go on and feature some more NFT projects, and just show kind of the difference between the presentation on OpenSea and the presentation on Blur, just kind of as an example right now. For the longest time, this was how Blur appeared. And for the longest time, this was how OpenSea appeared. And you can notice that there is a difference in layout. They both kind of have adopted some of the modes of being of the other platform. You can see that there's a listing version here, and there is the block listing here. For the longest time, you couldn't even do that, or at least I never noticed if you could or not. I think this collection is just wonderful. I like the Buckminster collection, or the Buckminster assets. My mind goes all sorts of places. Specifically, I think about tightest packing density in a pack of cigarettes. Like, they had a trial and error to know that 20 is what fits in a pack typically. I'm just saying. It's not like you could float them and then jostle them into position, box them up. Cigarettepacks.shop. I love this collection. They just delight me, and I think they'll delight you too. A collection that recently launched that really caught my eye, and I think has an interesting roadmap in the works, is this SSR Wives collection. If you notice, the different textures and layers all add up to this kind of enchanting creature. Those eyes are just mystifying. The depth of this character's eyes, they almost seem to reflect, I'm looking for myself in there. And I think that what I've heard is that they're developing some sort of game around this that I think is largely text-based, and it seems to be very interesting to me. It gives me White Heart vibes. And their website is just fantastic. Kind of a haunting, sort of spooky website. With this weird, sort of loping, bizarre music. And it takes you through a process and invites you in further. If you're interested, you can check them out at ssrwives.xyz. I'm going to go on to Blur here and just show... Oh, I'll just show the art one more time. I thought I had another one queued up. Excuse me. Maybe I'll leave it a little mysterious for you. In addition to featuring collections via Blur, I am also going to be focusing on community-forward projects. And one of the most community-forward projects that I can think of is Scatter, in the way that they do their launches and the features that they have on their platform seem to give a really good opportunity to people both to kind of like share revenue or to incentivize people to show their projects. For instance, they have referral links if you choose, and you can give your community members a referral link and share profits with them if they help show your project. There's a lot of really great collections. This is kind of the ship that launched Milady, and there is just a growing body of both derivative collections and outstanding originals. A lot of really cool, exciting stuff, and also some just great kind of like classics as well. Um, I think that as this grows and the community kind of firms up, this will be one of the premier NFT platforms out there. Check them out. They got a Discord and a lot of really great talk and collaboration going on under the behind the scenes. I would like to start off in the world of scatter with this really fun project called Very Internet Person. This is neo-cheapy aesthetic pixel ghoul icons, avatars for going online and having fun. I think these are super cute, and I like trains. So, there is 1,800 out of 9,999 minted, and they also have an affiliate program here. So I'm going to include my affiliate link in the description. So if you want to support the channel or you want to support this really awesome collection, you can knock two birds out with one stone. This is created by someone named L at riotgools on Twitter. They say they make art about ghouls and VIPs. And I really like this aesthetic for these ghouls. And this person also seems like they have kind of like deep culture and a cool in community vibe. You can check them out on their mirror. They got some cool notes on their design process. And what they say about the Very Internet Person is that it's not a derivative nor an expansion, but a secret third thing. I'm really excited to see what Riot Ghouls produces further. Their other collection is on, I think it's on Phantom. And I will include the links in the description. Yes, it's on Phantom. And I don't know if Riot Ghouls has minted out yet. I think it has. I will confirm whether or not it is, and as I said, link it up. Very Internet Person is on Ethereum, and Riot Ghouls is on Phantom. Both seeing a little green today. You probably won't catch me doing too much technical analysis, but down the road we will go to the charts here and there. I'm more about culture, art, the future of technology, and kind of like intersectional communities, but I would have to say that if I were to say that I wasn't here to make money, that would be inconsistent with the truth. And oftentimes when people want to give you the solely socialist pitch, you find out they have ulterior motives. And I think socialism might work post-atomic fallout when the aliens are here, but beyond that, I think lateral organization and bottom-up decentralized technologies are what is going to get the goods. Now, on to something that I am so excited about. The MI777 Milady Moto jersey is a fit that goes so hard. This collection is sort of an homage to the featured jersey in the Milady collection. I think it just is outstanding. I have multiples of these, and when I wore it, I felt like I was like like a diamond kind of blazing through history. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I have this moment where I was like, only 777 of these exist. It was like one time I was walking down the road and I came upon a beach, and like I put my hood up and I had this feeling of like, I'm part of history. And when I wear this, I feel like I'm part of history. This jersey just goes hard. The community that is building out derivatives, that is growing up underneath the parentage of Milady Maker, is just unmatched. You can't tell me that the Bored Apes got it anymore. You can't. Most NFTs are altcoins with pictures. In the Milady community, you are encouraged to take and use, and attribution is voluntary or even sometimes discouraged. Zoll, or Christradle, was the person who designed the item for the collection. And they got a good thing going. I think they got a really great vibe and a consistent presentation of their art and their contribution to the community. And I do think they deserve a little more recognition. All these collections that I've featured have not minted out yet. And I'm kind of hoping that we can change that, huh? They have a zero knowledge shipping process, which to me is pretty cool. I don't know about it, and some of it must be taken at faith. But otherwise, you can also use Shopify if you don't want the digital version of the Milady jersey as well. They have a raffle going on, so if you buy some of these, you might have an opportunity to win either some derivatives or an actual Milady. And this beautiful love warrior is fully swagged on. Their website is absolutely outstanding. The jersey itself, you can kind of like twist it and turn it and check out all the different angles. And it really does look like that. I tell you what, it's so clean. It just goes hard. Fantastic collection. That's what I gotta say. These people look empowered, let's say that, by their fashionable gear. They even, for the first round, came with some cool stickers. And I gush. Maybe I should move on before I lavish the praise a little too heavily. I think this is a cool video. Hopefully it is understood that I'm using this to sell their project. I do not have a referral link for this one. I can give you the link to the website, but this is just out of love. Aye. Like I said, Scatter is community forward. The launches on here are just outstanding. You still have the chance to get in on some projects before they mint out. And if you're a creator, go on their Discord, see if you can find use for this platform. This might be just what you need. Might be just what you're looking for. I'm going to feature one more project. As far as gushing goes, I don't even know what to say about the projects that supermetal bosch creates. If you're familiar with supermetal mons, the first edition or the second series, you know that they've been feeding data images into whatever generative program that they have and coming out with just really distinct looking creations. And I think emojipack is sort of like the realization of all their practice into yet a new kind of like half turn up the stairs as far as like quality and distinction. I think this is a gushy too. Yeah, he references his own projects. He references popular online culture, and sometimes gets this like metallic texture to come through, or as you notice, like maybe plastic or clay is almost depicted, and it's just they look physical, they look real to me. And as they've been going, they've been adding on, like if they're limited open editions, and you can get these and then burn them for the other ones. So like originally you could buy this whole sheet and then burn the sheet and pick one, and then as they get used up, there's less and less. So theoretically, the collection should at least become more rare. But for me, some of these are never sells. I gotta say, like, they just look cool. And like I said, I'll put the link in the description. And I've covered Supermetal Bosch on the show before. I will return to Supermetal Bosch. There's another project that they have in the works called GACHAMONS, and I believe that is going to be when I do the next big feature, where I'm going to come back around and sweep through as far as coverage for all of the assets, all of the different properties, the projects that Supermetal Bosch has touched, because it's been quite a few, and their skill and their repertoire is growing, as well as their recognition. And I think that this is not just an up-and-coming creator, it's an underappreciated, established creator with a distinct style and genuinely meritable works. That is it for the features. I'm going to touch on what I'm going to cover in part 2 of this episode. I realized that before, a lot of the show would run on and watch time would fall off after about a half hour. So like I said, I'm going to really try to keep these at around or under 20 minutes. And if there's specific features, then that might run as long as they happen to. Like, I think reading through this Arthur Hayes article for part 2 is going to take a half hour. And if you're here for NFTs, you don't have to do that. You can just click on another link, or you can just wait till it plays through. I don't want to require you to have too much of a commitment to this channel beyond what you are drawn to it by. Arthur Hayes lives rent-free in my mind. And so I stand. I I know that he has a history as far as people, talking about BitMEX and some of the insider trading stuff. Maybe that's just the easiest way to put it. Uh, I think sometimes it's all in how you look at the world, and it's not for me to say whether what he is doing is right or wrong, or has done is right or wrong. What I do say is that I really admire his hot takes, and I appreciate his sense of humor. And for the longest time, I've just kind of wondered about this guy, and constantly drawn to his articles that he writes. His Medium articles are just outstanding. He has a real way with words. He's a well traveled, very fascinating, interesting human. And I'm just breezing through. I'm going to cover the Maelstrom Fund, a crypto Hayes family office fund investing in products, infra, and services, building the trustless decentralization of everything. His Twitter account is definitely one to give a follow to. Um, I thought he was on Bankless. I thought the most recent post was Bankless. Oh yeah, here we go. There it is. Um, I'll keep my opinions about the Bankless guys out of this. Uh, but when he talks, I listen, even if it's to watch for a counter trade. Arthur Hayes vows his family office Maelstrom will fuck some shit up. We are entropy. What does that even mean? I don't know, but it's provocative. We invest in cool shit with a focus on crypto and digital assets. That's what it says. I can get behind that. Um, he's got his fingers in a lot of pies, and he does have good taste, especially when it regards kind of up and coming projects. I think he's got a fair amount of time on his hands, and the things he says are to be taken with a grain of salt because he's playing a big long game. But this is the article I'm going to read. It is I think it's pronounced Kaiseki, which is a multi-course meal in Japan. Fine dining, if you will. So part two will pretty much just be me reading this article. I've been wanting to do this for a really long time, and now I finally got all my ducks in a row to the point where, like, if I wanted to, I could just turn the microphone on and read through article after article. I might even put on a nice soft voice and do it ASMR style. Who knows? But, as I said, I'll be featuring this periodically on the New Normal channel. And as I said before, if you watch this channel, you knew that I had kind of a process, and I covered certain types of projects in certain ways. And I'm going to try to keep that spirit, but tighten the show up a little bit. And I've redacted all of the videos. And as I go on, I'll actually talk about what the past 7 years of being involved in cryptocurrency has done to my mind, and how I've changed my views and perspectives, and also my alliances, if you will. I've given my life to a couple projects, and kind of felt lost in the process with nothing but lessons to learn. Arthur Hayes says, okay, So crowdsourced investing time. Pitch me on what piece of dog shit is going to fucking fly when people rotate out of BTC into alts. I'm lazy. Arthur Hayes, pump my bags. Actually gonna pretty much try to stick to this limited set of, as you'll notice, a lot of these are on Arbitrum. But I believe that this is kind of, this comprises my master thesis, and many of these projects have kind of like come into being able to do the things that I've hoped that I could do with crypto, basically. And as far as I see what's going to happen in the next short while, I think there is gonna be a lot of rotation. I think there's going to be like a lot of hokey doke, if you will, where people are going from majors to NFTs to alts in different orders. And I think as a result of the Blur airdrop chasing, there is a more competitive pricing in the NFT space, which is compelling in its own right. Swing trading through these rotations and catching arbs, buying low, buying dips, and selling rips is how you're gonna hold it down and get that better position for the real full-on bull run. Are we in that situation right now? I don't know. I wouldn't dare conjecture. I would say that I have generally made bullish calls since I've been in crypto, and I've been positioned bullish while hedged for doom. I wonder if this dollar situation, as far as like the Silicon Bank and one of my buddies is gonna watch this. He was like, "He said it too. It's the what is the word? The Mandela effect, where you like hear something or it's out there in the world, and like this morphic resonance adjusts the parameters of everyone else." And I just, it's very important to pronounce things right. But he was going on and on about pronouncing it silicon, silicone, and dude, I'm redacted. It doesn't matter. I just want to see the number go up. But I will cover projects that I think are doing it right and have a solid opportunity for more upside, as well as being part of an overall ecosystem that fits into the future. GMX is leverage trading and deep liquidity as far as usage and the amount of money stored on the platform. They have a product called GLP, which if you shift that on over to Jones, you have a very hardy compounding APY. It's an auto compounding token. It's the Jones GLP vault. I believe it's full right now. It's capped at 17 million right now, I think. And Jones fits into sort of like it's fit into the Dopex ecosystem, and I used to cover Dopex a heck of a lot, and I will again. This I find more compelling at this time. Radiant Capital is a money market that is multi-chain and has early lend vibes, if you ask me. Redacted with their butterfly token have honestly, I don't know if that's the right one. I feel like there's two butterfly tokens. If that happened, I missed a big move. I'll double check on if that's the right one or not. I thought the butterfly token was a little bit lower. It is what it is. SpearX has a US dollar token, which is auto compounding, and I believe fits into the Plutus and Dopix community. I'll cover Plutus too as well. I used to do that more on the show previously when they were just starting out. And I believe that there's going to possibly be some degree of rotation into mycelium, as it is kind of like a GMX clone. They've had a little bit of trouble getting off the ground, but I think that there is a massive opportunity there, especially with some of their partnerships and stuff that they have in the works. Finally, NFTX, Floridal, and Milady all fit together in a unique kind of like spot in the world of NFTs, and I believe that derivative products for NFT projects is a new primitive, which is to be on the lookout for. Finally, probably the fastest up and coming swap market on Arbitrum is Camelot, the Grail token, and it reminded me of kind of like how Solidly and Yearn launched a long time ago, in that they did like a liquidity generation event, and they incentivized long-term hold via the like a bond of sorts, or long-term lock. Camelot's one to watch, I'll say. This episode has been brought to you by Dominique Cola. I'm Suda. If you want to get your own Milady Cola, you can go to miladycola.net, where you will have an opportunity to win a Milady. Just connect Mint and be patient. I believe you actually might have to do some kind of like burn thing, which I will cover further if I see this sell out. Otherwise, if you're interested in it, you can go do it and figure it out for yourself. I am Trite and Derivative. I am a citizen journalist and a weird guy. I'll acknowledge that. I'll put it out there. I really thank you for taking the time to check the channel out. I miss doing this. I tend to go on sometimes, but it's because I love it. I love crypto. I love the ways that it pushes and pulls my mind. And I want very, very much to help be part of the creation of the new normal on this earth. So, with that, I wish you all a weird one. And insist that you come on back. Cosy Boo commands it.